Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone begins with a child who has no idea that his life belongs to two different worlds. In one world, he is unwanted, ignored, and treated like an inconvenience by the only family he knows. In the other world, he is already a legend, the boy who survived the darkest wizard of the age. The movie starts with quiet mystery, but very quickly it becomes a story about discovering who you are, finding people who see your worth, and realizing that courage matters long before you feel ready to be brave. The story opens on an ordinary street where strange things are happening in secret. Professor Albus Dumbledore, Professor Minerva McGonagall, and Rubeus Hagrid gather outside the home of the Dursley family with a baby wrapped in blankets. His name is Harry Potter. His parents have been killed, and the dark wizard who murdered them has somehow fallen after trying to kill Harry too. No one fully understands why the child survived, only that he did. Dumbledore leaves Harry with his aunt and uncle, believing he will be safest growing up far from fame. That safety comes at a terrible cost. Harry grows up in the house of Vernon Dursley, Petunia Dursley, and their spoiled son Dudley. They treat him like a burden. Dudley gets everything, while Harry gets whatever is left over. He sleeps in a cupboard under the stairs, wears old clothes, and learns very early that asking for kindness will usually only make things worse. Even as a child, he senses there is something odd about him. Strange things happen when he is frightened or angry. Hair grows back overnight after being cut. Glass vanishes without explanation, but no one gives him answers. The Dursleys only try harder to crush every unusual thing about him. Then letters begin arriving. One letter comes for Harry, then another, then dozens, then hundreds. The Dursleys panic and try to block them, burning some and hiding from the rest. But the letters keep coming as if the world itself refuses to let Harry be kept in the dark any longer. The family flees to a hut on a rock in the middle of the sea, convinced they can outrun whatever is trying to reach him. They are wrong. On the night of Harry's 11th birthday, the door crashes open and Hagrid steps inside. He is enormous, soaked from the storm, and instantly more honest than anyone Harry has known. Hagrid gives him a cake, wishes him a happy birthday, and then tells him the truth that changes everything. Harry is a wizard. His parents were wizards too. He has been accepted to Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. And the reason everyone in the magical world knows his name is because he survived Lord Voldemort, the most feared dark wizard in history. For Harry, this is the first time his life has ever made sense. The strange things that happened around him were not accidents. The feeling that he did not belong with the Dursleys was not childish imagination. He really is different. More importantly, different is not something shameful. In the wizarding world, it means he has a place. Hagrid takes Harry shopping for school supplies in Diagon Alley, and every corner of the hidden street reveals some new wonder. Shops are stacked with cauldrons, books, magical pets, and robes. People recognize Harry and stare at him with awe. He is not just entering a new school. He is stepping into a community that already has a place waiting for him. Harry visits Gringotts Bank with Hagrid and learns another surprise. His parents left him a fortune. But there is also another mysterious errand. Hagrid removes a small hidden package from a high-security vault, and the film quietly marks that object as something important for later. At Ollivander's wand shop, Harry receives his wand, and the wand maker tells him something unsettling. The wand that chose Harry shares its core with the wand that once belonged to Voldemort. The connection between Harry and the Dark Wizard is deeper than survival alone. Soon Harry boards the Hogwarts Express from platform 9 3/4. On the train he meets Ronald Weasley and Hermione Granger, the two people who will become the center of his new life. Ron is funny, loyal, insecure, and instantly easy to like. Hermione is brilliant, intense, and already determined to prove herself in every subject. The three do not become perfect friends right away. They are awkward, opinionated, and very different. That is exactly why they work. At Hogwarts, the first years cross the lake and see the castle rising out of the dark like something from a dream. Inside, Harry enters a world of moving staircases, floating candles, ghosts, portraits, and great halls full of students. Then comes the Sorting Hat, which places new students into one of the four houses. Harry is almost put into Slytherin, the house linked to ambition and many dark wizards, but he asks not to go there. The hat listens and places him in Gryffindor instead. Ron and Hermione join him there. School life begins, and with it the joyful rhythm of learning magic. There are classes in charms, transfiguration, flying, potions, and herbology. Harry is fascinated by all of it because every lesson feels like recovering a lost part of himself. At the same time, he quickly finds enemies. Draco Malfoy offers friendship in a way that feels more like recruitment into arrogance, and Harry rejects him. Professor Severus Snape, the potions master, also seems to dislike Harry from the moment they meet. One of the most important early discoveries is that Harry has a natural gift for flying. During a lesson on broomsticks, he performs a dangerous rescue that should have gotten him punished. Instead, it earns him a place on the Gryffindor Quidditch team as the youngest seeker in years. As Harry, Ron, and Hermione spend more time together, their friendship forms through a mix of adventure and accident. At first, Hermione is more of an annoyance to the boys than a friend. Then comes the mountain troll. While the school is thrown into panic, Hermione is trapped in danger and Harry and Ron rush to save her. They succeed through bravery and luck, and from that point on the three are bound together. While this is happening, the deeper mystery of the film starts growing around them. Harry notices a giant three-headed dog hidden in a forbidden corridor. Hagrid accidentally reveals that the creature is guarding something. The trio eventually piece together what that something is. The package from Gringotts is the Philosopher's Stone, an object of enormous power that can create immortal life and limitless gold. If the wrong person gets it, the consequences would be disastrous. At the same time, Harry becomes increasingly convinced that Snape is trying to steal it. Snape seems secretive, threatening, and suspicious in every possible way. Harry sees him acting strangely, hears partial conversations, and interprets every clue in the most obvious direction. The film plays into that suspicion because it wants the audience to look the same way Harry looks. But Harry is still learning that what appears obvious is not always true. The Christmas section gives Harry one of the most emotional moments in the film. He receives an invisibility cloak and sneaks through the castle to discover the Mirror of Erised. The mirror does not show ordinary reflection. It shows the deepest desire in the heart of the person standing before it. Harry sees his parents looking back at him. For a boy who has spent his whole life with absence, it is devastating and irresistible. He keeps returning until Dumbledore gently warns him that longing can consume a person if they start living inside it instead of the real world. As the school year continues, the danger sharpens. Harry and his friends learn about Nicholas Flamel and connect him to the stone. They also hear more hints that something dark is moving inside the school. Hagrid, who is kind but not careful with secrets, accidentally gives away crucial information about how to get past the three-headed dog. Harry concludes that Snape is ready to act. Then comes the final turn. Dumbledore is lured away from Hogwarts, and the trio realize that whoever wants the stone will probably make a move that night. Knowing adults will not act quickly enough, they decide to go themselves. To reach the stone, they have to pass through a series of magical protections designed by the teachers. First, they calm the great dog by using music. Then they survive Devil's Snare, a deadly plant that tightens around panic. Hermione, even under pressure, remembers the answer and saves them. Next comes the Flying Key Challenge, where Harry's Quidditch instincts lead them through. Then there is the giant wizard chess game, and this is Ron's moment. He understands the strategy, sacrifices himself in the match, and earns the path forward. Hermione later solves the potion's logic puzzle, leaving Harry to go on alone toward the final chamber. Inside the last chamber, Harry finds not Snape but Professor Quirrell. The nervous, stammering teacher has been the threat all along. Snape, who seemed sinister for the entire film, was actually trying to protect Harry. Quirrell reveals that he has been serving Voldemort, whose weakened spirit is attached to him in a horrifying way. Voldemort wants the stone because he is not truly alive but not fully gone either, and the stone could restore him. Now Harry faces the central test of the story. The stone is hidden within the Mirror of Erised. Only someone who wants to find it but not use it can retrieve it. Harry, who wants to protect it rather than exploit it, finds it in his pocket. Quirrell cannot understand how he has done it because Quirrell and Voldemort can only think in terms of taking power, not refusing it. What follows is not a duel of equal force. Harry is still only a child, but he carries something Voldemort cannot touch. The love his mother died giving him still protects him. When Quirrell grabs Harry, he burns. Harry does not fully understand why, but instinct tells him to hold on and resist. The chamber collapses into pain and chaos, and Harry loses consciousness. He wakes later in the hospital wing with Dumbledore beside him. Dumbledore explains enough to make the shape of the truth clear. Harry survived because his mother's sacrifice left a protection inside him that Voldemort could not bear. The stone has been destroyed so no one can use it. Nicholas Flamel chose to let it go, and the school year, against all odds, is reaching its end. The final feast gives the story its emotional reward. Slytherin thinks it has already won the house competition, but Dumbledore awards last-minute points for the courage, intelligence, loyalty, and nerve shown by Harry, Hermione, Ron, and even Neville Longbottom. Gryffindor wins, and the hall explodes into celebration. It is a moment of belonging that matters more for Harry than any trophy. He came to Hogwarts as an unwanted boy who knew nothing about himself. He ends his first year with friends, purpose, and a place in the world. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone works because it is not only about discovering magic, it is about discovering value. Harry enters the story believing he is small, unwanted, and powerless. The magical world gives him wonder, but the deeper gift is recognition. He learns that friendship matters more than fame, that bravery is often messy and frightened, and that the desire for power can destroy the very people who chase it. The movie also establishes a truth that will echo through the whole series. Harry is special, but not because he is stronger than everyone else. He matters because he chooses loyalty over pride, love over fear, and action over comfort. That is why his first year feels so satisfying. He does not become a finished hero, he simply begins. So Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone ends with summer returning and the train carrying the children home. But Harry is not going back as the same lonely boy who once lived under the stairs. He now knows where he belongs, who his friends are, and that the strange force shaping his life has only just begun to reveal itself.